Well, thank you very much. I ran against Lloyd Doggett in 2008 and was told not to do that, that you can't beat the guy, that he's got too much money. But somebody had to run against him. And we did the best against him since 1996. And in 2010, we will win. But we also, compared to 10 challengers to incumbent Democrats, I came in number 3. So I feel good about what we did. But I'm not here to talk about the campaign because we're going to carry on with that. What I'm here to talk about is our nation. And the fact is, 233 years ago, our founding fathers declared our independence. And what's significant about that compared to today is we are being asked to move back onto a plantation, basically, where they take everything from us and throw a few bones back. The American people are different from the rest of the world. We know that our founding fathers declared that God gave us the right to life at both ends of the spectrum, liberty to say what we want to say in public, and to allow us to have our pursuits of happiness, which is our businesses. And when I go to a place like Saudi Arabia, it is the king that decides what a man can do in that country. When I go to China, it is the Communist Party that decides what a man can do in that country. Or in Europe, it's the globalist elite. We reject that here in the United States of America. We will work hard to reverse so many things that have happened over the last century. Indeed, the last century, we have seen so many of our rights disappear, our liberties disappear, starting with the Internal Revenue Service. The Internal Revenue Service prohibits me from going to a church and talking about something political. On the other hand, maybe you noticed last weekend, Lloyd Doggett went into a church in Austin and degraded the protesters, the people that spoke out against him. That is unconstitutional in my opinion. You don't have a leader that tells people that they don't have the right to free speech. The same thing happened. Thank you. The same thing happened today in an event in LaGrange, Texas. He was going to go there, and I believe he did go there, and people were going to protest him, not the event that he was attending. And he actually, the county judge called the lady that was organizing things, or one of the ladies that were organizing the events, and told her that she shouldn't do that. Again, that's restricting the right of free speech. And if you notice, last Saturday in Austin, they screened everyone that went into the church to listen to what I consider a secular, humanist presentation, as opposed to what we expect from our nation, a nation under God. These people, they believe they can change the climate of the world. They ignore the fact that God provides for us. That's okay, I'm just going to touch on a few issues out there real quickly. Number one is sovereignty. We wish to protect our sovereignty. Our government, thank you. Our government, one of the things I learned going to a small town, listening to a man running for mayor, I looked around the room and his neighbors were in the room, his co-workers, his family, his church, and I knew this is what our government was intended to work like. From the individual up, not living under dictates from the top down. So our state has rights that are reserved to our state. The federal government has gone well beyond the limits that are identified in the Constitution. I know everyone here feels like I do about immigration. We need to make sure that we protect our nation in the same manner that we protect our home. We go to the front door, we're friendly, we invite people in that we know, that we trust. If they're a troublemaker, they're not coming in. If they cause trouble, they're out of there. And if they come in and they try to fix everything up for us and make it a nice place, it doesn't mean they're going to move in with us. And if they're caught climbing through the back window, there's a simple penalty for that. I believe in term limits. That's one. It's one area that our Constitution does need to be changed in, but that is something that you and we, the people, are going to have to insist on being changed. As was mentioned before, these guys were not intended to go up there for a lifetime job. It was intended to be a service from normal business people, citizens of our country, to give back to our country. And with regard to the health care issue, that's a fraud. We all know they're just out to grab our money. And the fact is that anybody that needs health care in the United States gets health care. Many doctors are willing to contribute health care, and that's a much better solution than what these guys are suggesting. One other serious threat that we have to counter is cap and trade, because these guys want to cap our nation. We are the greatest nation on earth. When I go to other countries around the world, there is no country in the world that comes close to our level of protection of the environment. In fact, I'm on the committees that write standards for petroleum products stored around the world, and nobody else in the world has our standards. They all have standards that match ours. They all use our standards. So I know we're the best place, and if we cap what we do here and we send those jobs to places where they don't pay attention to the environment, where they don't pay attention to labor. I go to China and they've got 20 guys getting paid $2 a day in hazardous conditions. And it's really not right for us to pay. And that's another clear thing to me also. When you go over there, everything they have is stuff that we gave them with Western capital. And that needs to stop. I'm all for trade, but it has to be fair trade. It has to be with reasonable places that consider the value of man the same way we do. And again, we are the best place in the world. We are the marketplace still for the world. There are emerging markets, but we, at this point, this is a critical time for us to demand our place back in the world. Thank you very much. We also have with us